to ET Now Startup Central, India's first and only daily show dedicated to startups and entrepreneurship. I'm Chandra Srikanth, joining you live from India's startup capital, Bengaluru.
I'm Krishna Kumar, coming to you live from ET Now's Mumbai studios. And first up, we have a major move in the startup space, and that too from an ex-Googler, isn't it, Chandra?
That's right, Krishna. It's a story that we're breaking right here on ET Now Startup Central. Ex-Googler Amit Singhal, who was formerly an SVP at Google, largely credited as the brain behind its ranking algorithm, popularly called the search czar, will now join the board of Paytm. Now, while Paytm's founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma did confirm this to us a while back, we're still awaiting more details from Paytm. But this is clearly a major shot in the arm for the company at a time when it's also set to launch its Paytm payment bank in the next few weeks or so. Remember, Amit Singhal quit Google in February this year. He said that he will pursue philanthropic interests, but he's also been taking an interest in the Indian startup ecosystem. This will be the second internet company that he will board in India, the other being Goki, a fitness startup, the board of which he joined a few months back. So this is certainly going to be an interesting combination. But remember, Amit Singhal is already an investor, a shareholder in Paytm, and he's encashed some of those shares earlier this year. But with him coming on board, certainly Paytm gets a lot of heft at a time when it's getting ready to launch its payments bank, Krishna.
Absolutely, Chandra. I was about to say that even as Paytm sort of expands itself into e-commerce and the payment bank as well, this is a big switch and a big move. But away from that, Chandra, and on to the online versus offline fight, which is back in focus. That's because a contingent of the Retailers Association of India, led by Future Group Chief Kishore Biyani, today met Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and demanded a level playing field for brick-and-mortar stores vis-a-vis e-commerce players. The meeting comes against the backdrop of the controversy over advertisements and discounts by online retailers in the ongoing festival sales season. And we do have Mr. Kumar Rajagopalan, CEO of the Retailers Association, joining us on the phone line from New Delhi. Mr. Rajagopalan, thank you so much for taking time out. Talk to us, what exactly was discussed in this particular meeting?
We had gone and met up with the Finance Minister, and we had a very satisfying meeting with the Finance Minister. The understanding of retail is what we wanted to elucidate upon, because of the fact that retail is all about brick and mortar, e-commerce and various other channels that it really takes up as parts of his methods of talking to consumers. One of the things that we were definitely discussing with the Finance Minister was the access to capital for retailers who are basically Indian-managed, Indian-owned retailers, because I think there's a need for global capital to come in and get infused into these retailers. So that's one topic that we discussed. The other topic that we did discuss was not to create a policy only for e-commerce, because I think it's important to create a policy for retail as a whole. And the third thing that we had a good discussion on was on GST. I think the Finance Minister got clear ideas, and all of us are in agreement with the way in which the slabs are getting created currently in the GST. And we were also happy with the thought that essential things like food and garments, etc., would be in the 0 to 6% GST, which is important for the consumers in India.
Right. Sir, before we let you go, just want to understand, most of the festive sales is already over, and retailers claim that the discounts have been passed on by the sellers because the current FDI norms prohibit them from giving discounts. So can you tell me what exactly did you put forth to the Finance Minister, considering retailers can always come back and say that it wasn't them that, really subsidized all these purchases. So can you tell me what the real point of contention here is?
No, I don't think we discussed anything specific to discounts. We were only very clear that there has to be a law or a policy that will enable all the Indian retailers. And we also wanted a level playing field. We asked for one policy for retail rather than to split it into individual channels. So this is where our discussions went through. We were not discussing specifically about anybody discounting and stuff like that, because I think that's something that most people understand and know what's really happening on ground.
Mr. Kumar Rajagopalan, CEO of the Retailers Association of India, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on 80 Now Startup Central. Away from that, Chandra, we're going to wrap things up with a very special number of the day, and the number is 3.2 million. That's because that's the total number of debit cards compromised in one of the biggest ever breaches of financial data in India's history. Top banks, ICICI, SBI, HDFC, Axis Bank are expected to either replace or ask users to change the security codes of 3.2 million debit cards. Several victims have reported unauthorized usage from locations in China, and the breach is said to have originated in malware introduced in the systems of Hitachi Payment Services, which has enabled fraudsters to steal information, allowing them to steal funds. So the number of the day is 3.2 million. And with that, we need to wrap things up here on this abridged edition of 80 Now Startup Central. Many thanks for watching. Don't go anywhere. Keep it with 80 Now.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.